everybody. I wanted to hop on today and tell you a little bit about switching out our colors from summer to fall. So as the weather gets cooler, our tan seems to fade a little bit. We become lighter, and we need to look at our foundation colors and figure out how we're going to adapt to that. So the really cool thing about mascara is all our products come in these little tins. So if you need to just go one shade lighter, we can help you pick the color that's perfect for you, and we can just shade up. Now, when you're in the transition period, you might want to mix those two different colors. So I'm going to be using the color I use for summer, which has a little bit of warmth and tan, and then I'm going to go one shade lighter. And I'm going to actually use both of them today. Probably in the next month, I'm going to go to my lighter shade, but I'm going to do just kind of a complete makeover today, showing you some of those new colors. So the first thing I'm going to do, if you remember, is basically go in with our main color. And like I said, I'm mixing two different ones today. Just going to dip my brush in there. And remember how we do that? If you've seen my other videos, we're just going to kind of blend, kind of stipple. And that's going to create some nice coverage of all those lovely little spots we have on our face. Those age spots, redness, all that fun stuff. So today, I'm using my regular color, which is amber, and then I'm just adding a little bit of June, which is a little bit lighter color, because I just feel like my regular summer color is getting maybe a little too tannish for me. So you can already see I'm kind of just getting some basic coverage on my face, covering up that redness. I love these cream makeups. And the really cool thing is you can blend those colors too. So we can just dab our brush in a little of each of them and we're good to go. Okay, next area I want to go into is highlighting. And what we want to do is create kind of a triangle of light. So what we're going to do is go in with the highlight color. This is a lighter shade that I'm going to pick for you. I'm using one called Sunlit, and this has a yellow hue to it. And I love this because it brightens. Not only does it highlight, it just kind of brings a brightness to your face. So you're going to start noticing that brightness, creating this nice little triangle of light. So I'm making that upside down triangle. And then I'm gonna go right down the center of my nose. And then I always say I like to make a little fireworks right above there. And also down here. So almost like you're going right down the center of your face and then the triangle. The other place I like to use this is right above my eyes, where there's so much discoloration. You can see the difference between this eye and this eye. We get a lot of redness and discoloration in our eye area. So I just want to brighten that up a little bit so it doesn't look so dark and dreary, even though I feel like fall is giving us a little too much dark and dreary right now. Gotta get used to it. Okay, and then I'm just gonna kind of blend this a little bit with the other side of my brush. Love these two-sided brushes. These are great. If you don't have these brushes, get one to start with. This one is called the 30-second hack. This one is amazing to start with. You can do almost your whole face with this, except for eyeshadow. Actually, you could probably even do the shadow with this, but anyway. So I got my base, I got my highlight. Now I'm gonna go in and contour. So for contour, remember what we're doing? We're kind of lifting our cheekbones. So we wanna give ourselves a little mini facelift. So I'm gonna take the contour, just do a little scoop under here, a little swash. And I'm using something called the Detail HAC Brush. This has got a really nice little end, perfect for doing the contour. And you want to put that contour right under your cheekbone, so you can kind of feel where your cheekbone is and go right into that hollow underneath there. So I've kind of pressed that in, and I'll blend that out in a minute. The other place we're going to do that is right up on our forehead. So we're going to bring our forehead down a little bit. If you have a bigger forehead and you want to bring it down, then you bring your contour down a little bit further. I think I've probably got a pretty average sized forehead. So I'm just going to put it up there. If you have a rounder face, you'll bring that contour down here and it will slim your face. Some of the girls like to contour their nose. I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to just do kind of a basic contour. The other place we want to create a little shadow is right under our jaw. So as you can see, when we get older, we got this little fun jowly, whatever that stuff is. I don't know what happens to us. I think gravity kind of sets in. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, but all right. So I got my contour on, and then I'm just going to kind of blend that up. So you see, I'm just creating that shadow because our faces are three-dimensional. Our faces are not flat, so we don't want to put on a flat one-color foundation. We want to bring some life to our face. The other thing I want to point out, I have a little funky age spot there, a couple over here. I need to color correct those. So I have just the perfect color. One of our colors that works great is called Mango. It's got kind of an orange tinge to it. We also have a lip and cheek color called Frenchie that's perfect for this. So I'm gonna just kind of dab a little bit of that right on that spot. Kind of magically make that disappear. I also have kind of this little red spot right there, so I'm gonna just get rid of that. Isn't that cool? That's why I call it Magical Mango. I love this. All right, so now we're getting some coverage, some dimension. I think we need some color. All right, for fall, I love, love, love deep, rich colors. I have my red on today. I'm going red, ladies. I'm gonna go for a deep, deep, rich red today. I'm gonna use Scarlet, and I am just gonna dip my bronzer and blush brush. It's called the B squared. I'm gonna just lightly tap it in. You can barely see any red on there, but that's all you need. And I'm just gonna kind of put it right on my cheekbones. So just kind of, if you see where your apples of your cheeks are, and I have some big apples, don't I? These are very appley cheeks. Just gonna press that in there. And again, just that stippling motion. I love the way these blend. You can't screw this up. Honestly, I was never really good at makeup. This I can figure out, and that's what's so cool. I like to play with makeup again because I feel like I can actually master this and do this. So brought a little color there. Now I need my eyebrows. So this part to me is where things really start happening. This is where it makes a big difference. I have this cool little brush called the Hotline Brush. It has a really little fine end here, and that's perfect for doing your eyebrows. So remember my contour that I put here? It works for eyebrows. So these products are great. They're multi-purpose. You don't have to have a ton of different colors. So what I'm going to do is basically just make some little brush-like strokes. I'm going to kind of do my outline. So what you want to do is take that brush. The end of your eyebrow should be right here, the end of your nose. Your arch should be, when you go right above the center of your eye, it should be there. And the end of your eye is where you want it to end. So don't get too long with the tail. And that's kind of what ages us too. We want to make sure we just keep that in line. So that's kind of how we would determine the shape of our eyes. So you can see I kind of just did the shape. I do the same thing on the top, going where I want that arch to be. And these contours are creams, remember. So they are going to stay perfect. They're going to be just like, almost like a brow pomade. Okay, so I've done the bottom, I've done the top, and now I'm going to just fill in with some little brush-like strokes, some little hair-like strokes. So this stuff is super easy to work with, especially when you have the right tools. I love the Hotline Brush. The key, ladies, is having the right tools. You can have great makeup, but if you don't have the right tools, you're wasting your time. So I'm going to tell you that right now. It's worth the investment to get a good tool. I always kind of relate it to when you're painting a room in your house and you go and buy the really nice expensive paint that's going to coat in one cover or in one application, and then you have a really crappy roller and you start rolling it on. You're like, this isn't working. What's with it? They said this was great paint, one coverage. No, it's because your tools were bad. So you got to get the right tools. So here we go. That is my rant about brushes. And these are so professional and awesome. So once I have that filled in, I'm going to just take my spoolie end of that, brush it up just to kind of smooth it in, give it a natural look. So isn't that, I think that's amazing. I feel like I gave myself a total eye lift by doing that. You can see the difference between this eye and this eye. So fill in those brows. That's going to make you look so much younger and better, make your eyes come to life again. So if you have those sparse eyebrows, you have to do this. You have to just kind of take a few minutes to fill them in, make that line, and then make those little strokes. I'm telling you, if you do nothing else, do your brows, especially these days when we're wearing masks and this is what's showing. Yeah, take the time to do it. It's worth it. Okay, brush that one up so you can see that made a big difference. The other thing to me that really brings my eyes to life is a little bit of liner. I like to do just a quickie eyeshadow look. I don't want to get complicated and do a bunch of colors. So I'm going to just do maybe 1 or 2 colors. What I like to do is take a really light kind of transition color. I'm going to use Pup today. It's just almost a taupey color. And I'm going to just kind of put that on my whole eye just to give it nice coverage. Remember, I went in with my highlight cover and covered my eyelids to give it a nice clean look. Now I'm going to just go with that Pup, which is a nice little bit of taupe color to even everything out. From there, I'm going to take a color called Bubba. It's my new favorite fall color, kind of a pumpkin color. And because I have hooded eyes, I'm going to just leave my eye open. See where I have my brush? It's kind of right above the crease. So I'm going into the crease and above the crease. I have to create my own because it's gone. Crazy hooded eyes. And it isn't just older ladies that have hooded eyes. Some people, it's just a genetic thing too. So this is a little trick to get your eyeshadow to show. Because normally if you just put it on your lid and you have hooded eyes, once your eyes are open, it's not going to show. So that's one little trick. Hope you're all doing well today. It's a gorgeous fall day here in Wisconsin. Loving the cooler weather, the sweater weather, boot weather. Okay, so that's Bubba, kind of that orangey color. And the last thing I'm going to do is just put a little bit darker color on the edge. So the key with eyeshadow for older eyes is dark on the outside and light on the inside. So I'm going in with something called Oak, just kind of doing a V on the very outside, and then I'm going to go ahead and blend that. And the other thing you can do with the Oak is just kind of bring it under your eye like that. So this is going to be like a halo effect. You're going to bring a little depth of color down below. Now, because I put the shadow on after I put my makeup on, if you get any fallout underneath there, you can go back with your brush and that highlight color and just kind of clean that right up. Easy peasy. So you haven't ruined all your makeup. You just go in and clean up and bring that brightness back. All right, I am going to add just a little bit of liner. Again, I don't want to go crazy with liner because I think that kind of ages us as well. So I'm going to go back to my contour that I used for my eyebrows. And I'm going to just give myself a little bit of liner right at the outer, I would say the outer third of my eye. I don't want to close them in. I just want to give it a little bit of a line. And my uppers, again, I'm going to try to just kind of press that into the lash line and not get too carried away with a big thick line. If you're a liner girl and you like a nice line, go for it. That's fine too. There are no rules. You do what you feel best about, what makes you feel pretty. That's what it's all about. Then I want to take, here's a little trick I just learned, which I think is kind of awesome. To bring that brow bone up a little bit, I'm going to take that highlight color. Remember that highlight color that we put under our eyes? I'm going to just dip this little multitasker brush in there, and I am just going to create a line under my brow to give that a little bit of a pop, and I'll smooth it out in a minute. But I think this is kind of a neat way to lift that up. I've also taken like a light eyeshadow and put it up there. This is a little bit more subtle than that. I like it. I learned so many tricks from my other mascara sisters. It's amazing. Everybody has so many great ideas. There's so many videos out there too. I'm going to just blend that a little bit. So I'll just take my brush and kind of just blend that out. And see how that really made that brow bone kind of pop. And then the other thing I like to do is just take a really light eyeshadow. I have something called Unicorn and then Sabrina. Either of those would work. They have just a little bit of a shimmer. And I'm going to just put that in the corner of my eye. And I'm using my fingers because why not? I can use a brush too, but I like to just kind of put that in there and bring a little life there. The other thing that I kind of forget to talk about sometimes is highlighters, or I'm sorry, illuminators. And these are so pretty and so awesome. They're just a very sheer, you can see kind of a sheer. I have one in pearl and I have one in rose gold. It's just a sheer cream, and you put it on the very top of your cheekbones or anywhere you want to just bring a little pop of light. Cupid's bow is another good place, very tip of your nose. Bring a little light there. And you can just kind of pat that in. So you can see how that just kind of brought a little sparkle to my face. And to finish it all up, the pièce de résistance, okay, I actually said that right, is the setting spray and our magical little Perfector Sponge. This thing is so sweet. It's just sweet. It works so well. So you basically just spritz it with a little of the setting spray, press it in. That's pressing your cream makeup into your skin, making sure it holds really well. The stay spray is going to give it a nice long-lasting finish. And then we need our red lip. So remember I had the red cheeks, that beautiful, beautiful scarlet. I feel like a red lip today. Don't be afraid of a red lip. I love a red lip. This one is more of a bluey red, a true red. We have a couple of different ones that are not quite as red. There's some that are a little more pinky red, but I like it. I like it. Now, if you didn't want that so red, another little trick I'm going to show you is you can take a lighter color like a Frenchie. Remember, that's the one that can also be used for under eye concealing. And I can kind of tone down that red and make it more of a coral. So that's pretty too. I like that. Anyway, so there you have it, ladies. There's your look of the day. And if you like my earrings, these are some of my cool polymer clay earrings that I've been making. I have a website called Seint Designs where I sell all my handmade jewelry that I've been creating. It's one of the, I guess, the pluses of COVID is that I've had lots of time to be creative. So I've been making lots of jewelry. I've been diving into mascara makeup and having a blast with it. I would love you to join me if you ever want to know more about makeup. I'm growing my team, so reach out to me. I'd be happy to tell you more about it. But this is a little lesson in lightening up our colors for fall and winter. So I went with my lighter highlight colors, but I did add my bright pop of color for the winter with my red cheeks and my red lips. So hope you like it. Hope to see you again. Join my Facebook page, my YouTube page, and I'll be bringing you lots more tips and tutorials in the future. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.